Celestial bodies, everyone. Welcome to the Bad Reading Podcast. I am Atlas Novak, one of your co-hosts, and today, because Chris has the shits, we have an old friend returning. It's... God damn it, Nick.
I thought you were gonna say it. Like, why are you? You're holding there like a superhero. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get a hell of an intro. You're supposed to say it.
Okay, it's Nick Kane. You happy? Nick
Hi.
Kane's back.
Hi, everybody. I'm back.
The hostess with the voices. It's Nick Kane. And today our guest with us. You have seen her on the Help Us Get Famous podcast. Please welcome. I'm going to edit this part out. Catherine Povs.
Atlas, you have no idea how awkward that is when you do that.
This works better.
How do you not know my name at this point, Atlas?
That's what I was thinking. Thank you.
No, you could say Catherine Povinelli, and everyone just calls me Povs.
Okay. Okay. This works better when everyone's in the room with me so that there's like a physical chemistry going on, but you're through the internet.
So we should just start over. Just start over.
No, fuck that. Everyone is going to have to live with this. We live with our mistakes here on Bad Reading because that's what the show's about. We get a guest who's really into something, and then we read them fan fiction from that thing. Maybe with some bad voices, maybe the story's bad. It varies. Welcome, Povs. You happy?
I'm always happy. Thanks, Atlas.
How's life in the quarantine treating you both?
Nick, you want to go first?
Oh, man. Going first, the quarantine life has been, it's been an adjustment. I've had to remember to bring a mask everywhere I go. It's like I'm preparing for a rave everywhere I'm going to, and it's like, where's your mask? And I'm like, I don't have a mask. I'm immortal. I don't have what everybody else has. It's like, no, you still need a mask. And I have like 8 pairs of masks just because I keep forgetting to bring them.
What rave are you going to that you need a mask?
Panda Express. It's a pretty popular rave.
Yeah, orange chicken is bomb, yo.
Yeah, orange that's chicken. Where the drugs are at. Orange chicken.
The grilled teriyaki chicken.
Stuff's good. This stuff's good. I like it. My quarantine's been all right. It's been really busy. I'm one of the weird people who are still working full time, so I don't have any time.
Me too.
So I don't get to do any cool things, like nothing.
Yeah. It's weird going from like work to just quarantine again.
Well, I mean, you can make the argument that work is quarantine because you're just stuck in an office all day. So
yeah, I mean, but like part of the thing with the real world before was that you could do that, and then I could go to a mic or go see friends or go do hobbies. But now you just go back home and then turn off the lights and play Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah. And the more it makes you want to cry, the more you have to clean your apartment. That you should try that. It's a good litmus test.
Oh, you like that song?
No, it's not if you like it or not. It's literally there is an autonomic response by your body that the more depressed you are, the more tears you will shed, staring at your empty apartment, waiting for your roommate to come home because he has to study for his LSAT. Hi, Zell. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, if it gets me to clean my apartment, that's great. We've discovered that clearly I'm just a lazy shit because I'm always like, I have no time to clean. I have no time to clean. Well, I apparently have all the time now, and my apartment is still a trash heap. So there you go.
It's always a good time. Speaking of trash heaps, we like to we like to ask our no, not that. We like to ask our guest on Bad Reading, what is it you're into?
Is this the subject that I need to be talking about, or just anything?
Or just like the thing we agreed on before this? Yeah.
Yay! Yeah. Oh my God, I'm into Sailor Moon. I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan. Here's Sailor Pluto. She's with me right now.
You have Funko Pops of Sailor Moon. That's adorable.
This is the only Funko Pop I have. No, this is Sailor Pluto, but I guess you could put her under the whole umbrella.
Like, if I had a thing of Kaiba, I would still say a Yu-Gi-Oh! Funko Pop,
Yeah. Well, I do cosplay as Sailor Jupiter, so I almost put her on, but I didn't want to put a wig on. So I have a whole outfit I can do. Cool.
Do you
thank you.
cosplay as anything else, or do you just do Sailor Jupiter?
Nope, just Sailor Jupiter because my good friend Vicky Eisenstein and I do little sketches called Sailor Degenerates, where it's what would happen if Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Venus just became complete degenerates. And yeah, and Sailor Moon constantly, they're on Instagram, it's at Sailor Degenerates. She'll come in and be like, oh, we have to save the world. And we're just like high or on acid.
Dude, I'd watch that. Like, there needs to be like more superhero stories where it's somebody with superpowers and they're not using it to destroy anything. They're just off doing other stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. It's like them just discovering like how life could be and just, fucking it up.
How could two Sailor Moon warriors become degenerates? Like when they transform, do they actually dance like strippers? Like, is that like the degenerate version of it, or?
No, but I like that. So they're always in their transformation outfits, but they're like, how do I describe this? There's like with the first episode, we're just really high. So she runs in asking us to save the world, and we're like, but not before going to Taco Bell. And and then there's one where we drop this one got really, a lot of people got really mad about this one, and I don't know why. Too touchy, I guess, but like we took LSD on 9/11 and then didn't realize that it was real time, but thought it was happening. So we ran to New York City to try and save everyone in 9/11, only to realize that it happened like 10 years earlier and stuff like that. So they fail. That's fail.
Like that's so like in bad taste, but I kind of love it.
I'm from New York. I find it therapeutic. I mean, it doesn't make fun of any of the victims, obviously. It's just them being stupid, not realizing that it wasn't happening in that exact moment because they clearly were just so detached.
Dude, I could see Sailor Jupiter being from New York. Like, hello, I'm Sailor Jupiter. Oh my god, tuxedo mask?
Now I'm imagining Linda from Bob's Burgers being Sailor Jupiter. Oh,
yeah, it
Bobby.
Sounds very Jersey. Jersey.
Very Jersey. Okay, I'm not doing the New York accent.
Well, the Jersey's sort of like, the special cousin of New York. So they all have similar accents. North Jersey, South Jersey, yeah, Jersey. It's all the same. Jersey, Long Island. It's all the same accent.
It's a Jersey thing.
It's a Jersey thing.
I am a California boy, and I realized that most preschool teachers don't play Red Hot Chili Peppers songs to their classes.
I have an important question for you, Alex.
Yes, keep going.
Fuck Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're from California, born and raised, right? Do you know what ziti is? Do you know what baked ziti is? Thank God, because I found out apparently last night that some native Californians or West Coast people don't know what baked ziti is.
What the fuck? Baked ziti is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know. I almost had a heart attack freaking out going, how do you not know what cheese and pasta is? And they were like, we've never heard of it. And I was like, get out. Leave. Immediately need to exit this premise.
Tomato sauce, it's enough to make a grown man cry because he's having a heart attack because of how fucking delicious it is.
Yes. However, this is wonderful. You're all making me come up with a new concept called, based off of the New York Real Housewives and Sailor Moon. I'll come up with like Burrow Scouts or something, and each one's a different Burrow Scout.
That's amazing.
Sailor Brooklyn, Sailor Bronx, Sailor Queens. They're all really gangster.
You could just have them be all sailors. Just like they had to retire to being normal sailors.
They're just actual sailors.
Yeah. They're just,
They don't have to strip.
Is Sailor Manhattan two different people? You have a north side and a south side? Or is that just... Are you just going to have a Sailor Manhattan and that's it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I haven't thought that far in advance, but I like it.
Let's see if you like this. So the story we found is on fanfiction.net. It is called Sailor Helga SGR. We will put the link to the story in the show notes for you to find and also to give the artist credit. It is by someone called Unsure Dreamer 87. It is a crossover between Sailor Moon and the Hey Arnold universe. Yeah, because I was looking up Sailor Moon and I haven't watched enough of it to really know what a lot of the descriptions were. So I started looking for crossovers, and there's one for Hey Arnold, and I was like, oh yes, I'm in. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Like I said, I haven't watched Hey Arnold since I was probably 10, which ages us, but still, I loved it, so I'm excited.
Hey Arnold was a very deep show for its time. You had like
Hey Arnold, Doug, Rugrats, all those Nickelodeon classics.
So, let's start. There's a note at the beginning. Part 1, for the sake of clarity, whenever a character is in their transformed state, their names will be given in italics. For example, Helga G. Pataki is just Helga, whereas Sailor Moon is Helga. I don't know how I'm going to differentiate that while reading it out loud. Maybe I'll put on a silly voice or something. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Well, come on now. Let me see it. Go to the diminutive Mrs. Smith.
That's a very weird way to start a story.
I know. I was like, is this porn?
Well, come on now.
We're just going straight to porn?
You know. Oh, come on now. Let me see it. Let me see it.
Come on, Sailor. I want to see what my money's buying me.
That almost seems like...
Good year.
Do you think like 40s porn was like that, where it's like, well, come on, ditch the undergarments, let's go?
I don't think they had porn in the 40s. I think they saw that as like being sinful against God or something. They were like super fearful against God.
No, they had porn. They had the pinups. That was their porn.
Oh, yeah.
There is
all the pinups.
There is porn literally since cavemen times.
But that's not porn, though, by today's
There's
standards.
porn, Morty. You gotta find the porn.
Oh, Rick.
Now Rick and Morty crossover, if we found that one.
I think there was one. I was going alphabetically, and Hey Arnold showed up first. Sorry. Yeah, replied the equally diminutive. You know what? You just do it. You do it.
We're never gonna hear the story. The story's not gonna. We just got Hey Helga and show us what you got. That's it.
Fine.
Yeah, replied the equally diminutive Mr. Smith. Let's see how it looks on you.
So Mrs. Smith is a guy, and Mr. Smith is a girl. Let's do it.
Mr. Smith? Oh, okay. Wait, now I have to do this in a different voice.
No. That's fine.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Neo, replied the equally diminutive Mr. Smith. Let's see how it looks on you. The two adults sat patiently next to each other on the love seat with their living room. Down the hallway, the door to the bathroom opened, and out emerged their pride and joy, their daughter, Patty Smith, known infamously to the kids around the playground as Big Patty. Slowly, she walked to the center of the living room, her eyes downcast to the linoleum carpet.
Wait, I thought linoleum was like a plasticky material.
That's what I was just gonna say. I'm like, linoleum carpet? How is that possible?
That would be like, oh yeah, my silk sword. You're like, what? That's not a metal.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll pay off later in the story to the linoleum carpet.
Okay.
Or it's like that thing where like when people they start describing the clouds, you know, it's like, and we walked into the wooden house, which had bear stuffings and moose heads over the fireplace. The fire flickered as nice green. It's like get to it, please.
I know. What are they putting on? What are they wearing? Is it a transformation outfit? I am confused.
I think we're going to find out.
Yay.
Don't you look precious?
Cooed Mrs. Smith, clapping her hands together.
What a perfect little outfit.
So, what do you think, Mrs. Smith? Asked Mr. Smith. Patty cautioned a glance at herself in the mirror hanging on the wall within the living room. Rather than wearing her favorite blue-themed ensemble of sweater and plaid skirt, she was instead dressed in a white and brown blouse with brown sailor collar trimming and matching brown skirt. Her blue hair bow had been swapped for a hair tie, and her tiny ponytail sat atop her head pitifully. She looked away, back at the carpet.
Just like, I know this is a thing in the Sailor Moon universe, but just in general, how come there's that whole trend of I'm going to dress up my 2-year-old in a sailor outfit?
You know what? I don't even know why they're sailors. Like, I could honestly say, hand on my heart, I have no idea why they're sailors.
That's a great question.
They're moon guardians, so I don't know why they're sailors. They're each princesses on their respective planet, and for some reason they look after the moon, not Earth, the moon. So, Again, no idea why they're sailors. They could have literally been anything. They could have been bakers. They could have been, I don't know, ninjas. That sounds weird. But
what do you mean? That makes more sense than a.
It actually does make more sense for them to be ninjas because ninjas are actually warriors. I don't know, candlestick makers, anything. How they picked sailors, not sure. I think it implies chlamydia, but
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. What?
I don't. But that's weird because they're high schoolers. So again, why would you make high schoolers into sailors?
Was nobody
That's
fucking
the
in high
audience.
school? Is that not a thing?
That's the target audience.
The target audience are creepy sailors.
She's a princess, and she protects the Tsar. And first of all, she's a high school student.
It's just weird. So that is the one criticism I have. Well, I'm sure there are many criticisms to Sailor Moon, but one thing that is very bizarre is that they're supposed to be in high school, and they definitely look like fully developed 30-year-old women. And I'm like, that's not what a high schooler looks like.
I think that's just a thing with any media in high school.
And he was about to say,
yeah, like who's playing this high
But
schooler?
it's a cartoon. It's not even like it's not real people.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon.
I don't know. Some people develop early. I don't know. Fuck. I was not
But
one
again,
of those people.
Not sure why they're sailors. This is something I would be curious to find out why they're actually sailors.
you were saying that like all the different princesses from the planets like Jupiter and Mercury, they all defend Earth. So like are all the other planets?
The moon.
They defend the moon. They defend the moon. So are you saying that like all these princesses from these different planets are just protecting the moon because like they need like the resume work experience or something? Like what's so important about the moon? I need to watch the show again.
Oh, it's because so the moon, there's what's called the Moon Kingdom, and the Moon Kingdom basically protects the universe. I think it's funny that it's the moon because why? Like you could have made it the sun. Like the sun makes a lot more sense because that's a star.
Why? So it's all planets protecting the star?
Yeah, it actually makes more sense if it was all the planets in the solar system protecting the star that they orbit around. It makes way more sense. But no, it's the moon in the Moon Kingdom. They have to protect that because of Neo Queen Serenity and like all the power of the silver crystal, which I guess is from the moon. That might make sense. Maybe the silver crystal's from the moon and that's why it's the moon.
I mean, the way you describe it, if they're protecting the moon, that's almost like geocentric, astronomy.
Geocentric.
Geocentric, it means like that model of the solar system where the Earth was in the center.
Oh,
the one that we got rid of by like the 1500s, that one, versus protecting the sun. Also,
should have paid attention in science.
Also, a lot of these, that's more history than science. A lot of these planets that the sailors are part of are gas planets. Like,
well, no, they're all part of. Oh yeah, like how are they on like Neptune and Jupiter? Yeah, I don't get
where
that.
The fuck is Sailor Jupiter gonna go? Up, she's dead. Up, never mind. She's dead.
Yeah, they didn't take that into consideration that some of these planets you can't actually live on.
Some of them.
Well, it's Sailor Moon. There's a talking cat in it, I think, too, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's multiple talking cats. There's Artemis, Luna, and Diana.
Which is all just different names for the moon. Good job.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah.
So smart. You're so smart, Atlas.
Greek mythology, goddess of the moon. Roman mythology, goddess of the moon. Luna, duh. So I got beat up in high school. Like,
duh. You're like, duh. So
No.
now tell me why they're sailors, Atlas.
I don't know. What I'm saying is that to learn that information, I had to get beat up every single day. So I did it for you.
Thank you.
Oh man, is she your waifu now?
No. No.
What's a waifu?
Well, we'll get into that after we finish this line here.
I'll explain later.
Okay. Okay. So she looked away, back at the linoleum carpet. I hate it, replied Patty succinctly. But your Grandma Mosey made it especially for you. It's the same kind of school uniform your grandmother wore when she was a young girl in school, said Mrs. Smith. Oh, do I really have to wear this? Bemoaned Patty. We promised We promised Mosey that you would, explained Mr. Smith. As a matter of factly, just for one day, then you still decide that you have it. We'll send it back. Sound fair?
Hate it. Decide that you
I-
hate it.
Hate it? They
You
say,
keep saying-
what did I say?
Have it.
Have it? Oh, excuse me.
It's
okay.
funny because everyone's named Mr. Smith in this story, and I just keep thinking about the Matrix.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. So I'm like, I don't even know how this is a Sailor Moon crossover right now. I'm like, we're just talking about Neo. Haha, that'd be funny.
no, I think
Well, his name's
like-
Mr. Smith.
Well, Mr. Smith, and then in Sailor Moon, Neo, Queen Serenity, hence Neo,
right.
Main character in Matrix.
I was thinking like with Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
or Big Patty's
like that.
Parents, or Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie in like the one movie they made together for some reason.
Yeah. And I was like during that time in the 2000s, or I think like late 2009, like when those rom-coms were like everywhere.
Oh, Mr. and Mr. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Smith came out way before 09. That came out in like 2000.
Let's
Really?
see. Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
Smith came out, assuming the page will load, because been having trouble with the internet in here. I want to say,
I got it.
I'm just gonna guess, 2004. How close was that?
Oh, shit. All right.
I'm gonna guess 2000, 2001. Oh, 2005. You were right,
No,
Atlas.
I wasn't. I said 2004.
Oh, it says 2000. Oh, well, you were closer than me. Huh. I could have sworn that came out when I was in high school, but I guess not.
Oh. I thought you were giving me the 5-minute sign. Elliot gave me the producer went. I'm like, we're not 5 minutes away from finishing. He meant 2005.
Yeah,
It's
can you guys wrap this
2005.
up?
Can you yell that next time you're having sex? I am not 5 minutes away from finishing.
It gives you the light.
The girl just gives you the light, like, yo, you got like a minute left.
There's an Elliot. I can't remember who it is, but like someone in our comedy scene has a bit about that. Where he's like, I wish I could just give normal people the light. Or like your boss is at work, like, hey, I'm gonna need that
Oh,
report.
yeah.
It's like, hey, wrap it up, buddy. You got a
Just
minute.
The light,
Yeah.
like you gotta do this. I don't care.
When you guys are doing like, you've done Zoom shows. I've seen you in Zoom shows, Nick. I haven't seen you in Zoom shows. Not really.
Uh-huh.
But what is the best way to give someone the light through there? It's hard.
The best way is like
Issue
if someone's running the show, like you just ask them to pin your screen to their screen. Like if like since I'm watching all three of you at once, like if there's a way that I could like select your feed and then pin it, and then you're the one giving me the light, like that's when I would do it. Just because
I've done a couple. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
it's just an easier way to do it. Just because you don't have to worry about like when you're talking and then someone else is laughing and then you go over your time because you didn't see the guy giving the light.
Mhm.
That's how I do
I
it.
do a good mic where they hold up like a giant piece of paper that says 1 minute, so like you can't really miss it. You just need to be paying attention, which if you're doing your job, you are.
Yeah, because
so.
you want it in like the view where it's like the tiles, so it's your eye is drawn to the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it's just like a big piece of paper that says 1 minute, and then usually when the comic goes over, everyone else in the Zoom who did see the 1 minute are like, "Yo, wrap it up. Your jokes
Yeah, well, no.
ain't that funny."
Yeah, it's like you hit your high, leave. Like leave on a high note.
I always wonder if like someone was so funny that they run the light and people are like, you know what, let them go. They're that funny.
Oh.
It really doesn't happen ever.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
I think because we're all such raging narcissists as comedians that we're like, we want our time, god damn it. You know?
True.
Huh?
True.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta pay, but Patty bit her upper lip, guys. Did you know that?
Really.
No, I was like, where's the rest of this fan fiction for me?
Patty bit her upper lip. All right, just this once for Grandma Mosey. Atta girl, clapped Mr. Smith.
Right.
Patty cringed as she recalled the conversation from earlier. In hindsight, she regretted her decision to wear the outfit in public. Since kindergarten, Patty Smith has always been ostracized because of her size. Even as an 8th grader, when she assumed that everyone else's growth spurts would even out the playing field, Patty still felt like the odd man out. As a result, she had few friends. She knew that wearing her grandmother's old school uniform would do little for her popularity, or lack thereof, but she decided to grit her teeth and bear it. After all, she said to herself while walking down the hallway of PS 118, it's only for one day. What's the worst that could happen?
Wait, does PS 118? I thought it was like only through 6th grade or something. Isn't that what most are like a lot of public schools from just kindergarten all the way through 12th?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, shit.
God, it's been. I don't know.
Where'd you go to school, Alice?
I went to.
No wonder he's so smart. He went to Xavier's School for Gifted Children.
No.
Oh.
No, I went to a fucking hippie school called Crossroads, and I regret that. It is such a dumb
Isn't that
school.
the second-hand shop?
That's true. That is a second-hand shop. But no, it's like a lot of. I was in classes with like a lot of celebrities' kids. So like Eli Roth's son, Larry David's daughter, were all in the same class as me. But you had like Jonah Hill, Zooey Deschanel. They all went there. Jack Black, and it is a good education and terrible for your social life, because yeah, I still have nightmares about 7th grade. Fuck that school.
Really? How is it bad for your social life?
So there's a lot of like this kind of thing where people are nice to your face, and then they will just like spread these vicious rumors about you, no matter who you are. Like I did a test once where I started a rumor at one end of the school, walked to the other end, and the rumor beat me there.
Well, you know what you needed? Some really good friends that were probably Sailor Scouts.
Yeah, you needed some Sailor Moon Guardians.
You
needed your own Moon Guardians.
I wish. Like I did not have a lot of friends in that school. It was only after I transferred to public school that I had better and like actual long-lasting friends. So
right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So public school, private schools are weird. I went to public school, so I don't understand private school. I don't get it.
It's honestly kind of stupid to privatize education.
You guys, you're about to miss a really good part here.
Ooh,
I'm gonna keep going with the story. So
she
says, "It's only for one day. What's the worst that could happen?" Patty opened her locker and was met with a deluge of green lime gelatin. The other students in the hallway bore witness to the incident and responded by pointing and laughing. "Ha ha!" yelled Helga as she appeared from around the corner, only to go a deathly pallor of white.
Yeah.
Jesus, this author picks very interesting words.
Pallor is a good word. I like that word.
Pallor of white.
How do kids get Jell-O into someone else's locker?
How do we
create creativity?
I never understood that, the whole like, oh, we hid something in your locker. How did you open it?
Yeah, you can't. Teachers aren't opening that shit for you, nor is the janitor.
You're not walking around with bolt cutters or like.
Maybe it's like the gelatin powder in like through the little window that maybe the lockers have, and then she put the water in there. Maybe, but I mean.
Yeah, but it needs to be in a refrigerator. It has to be
to congeal, right?
Specific temperature.
Yeah, and
so
I'm
this
sure
author is being unrealistic.
Yeah, like, well, of course it's unrealistic. It's Sailor Moon.
No, how dare you? Sailor Moon is real.
You know what? I laugh now, and then Sailor Moon's gonna bust through the door. She'll be like, "I heard you talking shit."
No, those would be the Sailor New Yorkers.
I heard you talking shit, bro.
I heard you talking shit.
Okay, see, now I want to see like a version of the Hollaback Girl video with the Sailor Moon cast. Heard that you were talking shit, and you didn't think that I would hear it.
Because there ain't no dark side of the moon. Yeah, there ain't no dark side of the moon. Okay.
They filmed that video at my high school, the public school.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
To this day, it's the only reason why I know how to spell banana.
Yeah, Banana, Beautiful are both thanks to Hollaback Girl and Jim Carrey.
Beautiful. Was Hollaback Girl, or she spelled out beautiful too?
No,
it was Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey doing Beautiful.
Ah.
Right? What is that, Liar Liar?
No, that's every movie he's in. Like that was that was pretty much every goddamn movie he was in. Patty turned and indignantly stared down the hapless sixth grader, marching after her down the hall. Helga was forced to walk backwards away from her, not daring to turn her back on the menacing behemoth. "Did you do this?" asked Patty, in her calm voice that did little to convey the sheer rage and desire she felt to beat Helga to a bloody pulp.
Okay, see, that kind of reminds me of that whole joke about Dumbledore in the Goblet of Fire being like, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire, Harry?"
Oh, yeah.
He said calmly.
No, I swear I didn't.
Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? In the books, in the movie.
That's actually a very accurate interpretation. Best book out of the series, in my opinion.
Me too.
That's
Everyone's like, "Oh, Order of the Phoenix."
No,
tournament,
Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire, always. Because it's when Voldemort comes back.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
It's...
Good one. I like the second one more, though. Like it was. I like the murder mystery.
Oh, Chamber of Secrets.
Oh,
yeah.
Chamber of Secrets?
Yeah, I like the Chamber of Secrets.
It's all right. I didn't like the big spider scene. Didn't think it was
Why
necessary.
couldn't it be Follow the Butterflies, though, for real?
Like, why couldn't the spider be gay? You know, like that's what I wanted to know.
Well, no, because then J.K. Rowling would be like, that's not a thing. Spiders can't be gay, or whatever.
Right.
Because, like, I don't understand why she had to just keep adding stuff. You could have just left it. Been good.
It's like when people create outrage stories. It's just to help sell books, I think. But
But you don't need help selling English. You don't
think
need
she
help
thinks that?
selling a Harry Potter. If anything, it's now damaged.
Yeah. Well, because literally, it's just her going. And another thing,
Yeah.
Dumbledore was gay. Did you know that? I mean, you could have just put it in the book originally.
She has a lot of regrets about the way she wrote it, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
So back to the story.
Okay.
Yes. Speaking of stories, which I have yet to see a scout appear.
I think we're seeing like the what was her name? Bermuda. Patty. I think Patty's wearing her old Sailor Moon outfit. Is that what's
We're in
going
the
on here?
inciting incident here, so.
Ah.
Yeah. And Helga's like,
Well, it was an accident.
I thought your locker belonged to. No, that's a terrible voice for her.
You sound like a Muppet.
Okay, now I want to see it's Kermit the Frog. It was an accident. I thought your locker.
It was an accident. I thought your locker belonged to someone else. I swear. Helga cowered underneath the water fountain. Patty lifted her fist in preparation to strike, but paused when the bell rang. The fist turned into a threatening finger, pointed dangerously close to Helga's nose. "I'll deal with you later after school," promised Patty, her fingers sharply jabbing Helga's nose once before she turned and stormed off. Phoebe quickly came to her best friend's aid. "Helga, are you all right?"
Oh my God, it's Miss Piggy.
muttered Helga.
I was waiting for the piggy. See if you can do a Fozzie in there.
Fozzie, that's the comedian? Is that
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
it's the bear. It's the bear.
Next,
Fozzie the bear,
next time
yeah.
someone shows up.
"Yeah, I guess," muttered Helga. I thought you said 696 was Rhonda's locker number." "No, you read it wrong. I said 969.
Nice.
Corrected Phoebe. And I also counseled against playing a prank on her. Now Patty has a vendetta on your head." "Relax," assured Helga, dusting herself off as she stood. "I dealt with Big Patty in the past. Remember when I told those jokes behind her back in the 4th grade?" "Yes, precisely my point," said Phoebe. "You were pummeled unmercifully." I love that this is like, remember when I told those jokes behind her back in the 4th grade? I don't like this character now.
Wait, you don't like Helga?
I don't like Kermit the Frog.
I'm like, there's so many layers to this story right now. I'm like, I don't even know what we're talking about, but this is great. Am I on shrooms right now? Continue.
That's what we should have called this podcast instead of bad reading. Am I on shrooms right now?
Am I on shrooms right now? We started with Sailor Moon, we went to Hey Arnold, and now we're in the Muppets.
I mean, it's kind of just whatever voice we want to assign to it. Like during our Legend of Zelda episode, I had I had one of the characters as Jay Peterman from Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice wool and cotton blend.
I never would have forgotten, Susie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't do impressions, which means I'll never get anywhere in comedy, apparently. At least in the 90s.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I met a guy who's like a professional impressionist, and I watched his act. I'm going, Jesus, is that my act?
There's nothing better than a good old-fashioned cat fight.
No, it's like after a while, it's like, okay, dude, like, what's your opinion on something? Like, I want to hear like a joke about your life, and then he just, I don't know. It's it's just kind of that's the trouble. Is like it remains one-dimensional, and I'm trying not to do that in my act.
Good work, Anakin. Now, kill him. Have you guys seen that video?
Do it!
Yeah. So
No.
this guy he took like Emperor Palpatine scenes from Star Wars and had Kermit the Frog.
Ooh, the hook.
Yeah.
That was the best scene of the last movie. I'm
Are
sorry.
you threatening me, Master Jedi? Like.
The whole Emperor Palpatine being on like a rig
Yeah,
and just coming
that was
in.
so dumb of me, or so dumb of them. Why did I say me?
I thought it was hilarious.
I hated it. I hated that last movie.
I thought it was great, but yeah, with the Kermit the Frog voice, it would have been even better.
We're like 6 different IPs in: Sailor Moon, Hey Arnold, Muppets, Star Wars, Harry Potter. Close. 5.
Hey, you told me to
No,
go
no,
on
no.
tangents, man. We're gonna go on the tangents.
Completely fine. That's the point of the show. But
Yes.
there's always that one guy who's like, why not read the story? I'm like, because it's not reading time. It's not like in class where like we're gonna analyze this book. It's literally we're riffing off of this story or something.
Frankly, I find our riffing more entertaining than the fan fiction. So there you
Called
go.
bad reading for a reason.
And now Kermit says, "What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Phoebes."
I think
Helga
I think it's
replies.
supposed to be Phoebes and they spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Maybe there's multiple Phoebes that they're friends with, and they're all the same. Unwilling to reveal what had actually transpired in the deserted gymnasium 2 years prior, yes, Patty was going to beat her up on that fateful day, but at the last second had a change of heart. Thanks to Arnold's quick-thinking diplomacy, personally, Helga felt no animosity towards Big Patty, but for whatever reason, she always found herself in the middle of some grave misunderstanding that consistently left her with a black eye and a fat lip. Besides, I know how to outsmart old Patty.
I'll take over, I guess. Hopefully I can read this time.
Okay.
It was the end of the day and the students were filing out of class. As the students were putting away their things, Sheena and Eugene were going around the class and talking to each of them. When they got to Rhonda, she was looking at herself in a vanity mirror, inspecting her hair for any stray flyaways. "How are you, Rhonda?" asked the ever-cheerful Sheena. Let's see, for Rhonda's voice.
Maybe do an impression of someone like in our who goes to open mics. Like, do you maybe?
Make it quick. Make it quick, please. Is that a good Ian Russo? Is that?
Yeah,
All
that's good.
Oh.
There's an episode of this podcast that we never released with Ian Russo.
Oh, are you
Yeah,
serious? Why didn't you release it? Tell me more.
Okay, so
Inappropriate beyond belief, I'm
not
assuming?
even. The point of the show is for the guests to interrupt us as much as possible to crack jokes about whatever the fanfic is or whatever they want to do. And he would.
Sorry, I've been listening intently. So
That's
continue.
exactly what he did. He was perfectly respectful and silent for like the whole time.
Oh.
Which is the exact opposite of what we want to happen.
Yeah, I guess it's not really on brand for you guys then, is
Yeah,
it?
I was like, "Are you okay over there?" And he's like, "I'm listening." I'm like, that's not what needs to happen, though.
I'm just trying to find out where the Sailor Moon aspect comes in. The only thing that has happened thus far is she
Sailor
had
suit.
an outfit. And I'm still slightly wondering where this linoleum floor is going to come into play. So I want to.
It's a masterpiece. We got to be patient. Like we got to. It's all world building. All these extraneous the pieces of information we're getting, like you know, the linoleum floor, the mahogany desk. I'm sure they're all going to come into play.
The Jello in the locker.
Yeah.
Make it quick,
It's gonna turn
please, Rhonda said, unwilling to tear herself away from her own reflection. Eugene handed her a sheet of paper, which she looked at distinctly. "What is this?"
Paper.
"It's a flyer,"
Paper.
responded Eugene. "Miss Ryle's a widow that lost her kitten. Sheena and I are combing the area looking for it. I thought you might be interested in helping us." "There's a cash reward," enticed Sheena, but the promise of money fell on the spoiled deaf ears of Rhonda, who simply waved them off. "Pass. I've got better things to do than search for a flea-bitten hairball machine. Rhonda.
Oh. Well, fuck Rhonda. If someone came up to me with a flyer saying missing kitten, I would be out the door in 2.5 seconds looking for that cat.
Yeah, because cat.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, me
kitties. I was
How do
hoping
you-
one of mine would come over. I have
You
three.
have 3 cats.
None have come over. They don't like it when I'm on things like this. They don't like that I'm giving my attention to something else.
Right. What are your cats' names?
Oh, Pierre Leclerc, named after the founding father of St. Louis. Goldie, but she's black and white. I did not name that cat. And then Bug.
Just Bug.
Just Bug.
Yeah, a friend of mine from college has a cat named Bug. Yeah.
What? How dare they?
Shout out to Stephanie, who lives in Korea right now with her husband.
Stephanie, there can only be one bug cat.
Well,
Show
she's
me
in North-
pictures of your cat. We will decide which one will live.
You know what's weird is that
So
like
she's-
both of you are very tall women. It's
I'm not tall.
how tall are you?
I'm like 5'3".
Never mind then. Why do I remember you being taller? I haven't seen you in like literally what? Almost.
No, when was okay? So we definitely didn't see each other before quarantine. I mean, since like probably like the holidays, maybe whenever I was at Tao. But I also always wear flats. I'm never in heels, so I don't know where you thought I was tall. I have a very
You have a tall
very
personality.
grandiose
Yeah.
personality. Boom, there we go.
This is just an episode of me being wrong about stuff. That's just how it is.
This is now an episode of my finger going certain directions. This is fun. Yes. Yes.
Rhonda then
Yes.
proceeded to file her nails, and Sheena and Eugene walked away. Psst, hey, Phoebes, whispered Helga as Phoebe walked by her desk. Wait, how do you do Miss Piggy again? It's...
What is it, Helga?
What is it? Like, kind of gravelly. What is it, Helga?
What is it?
Marge Simpson.
Yeah. What is it, Helga? Are we going to your house after school? Fuck, that is Marge Simpson. Damn it. Okay, I'll try my best. Helga quickly shook her head. No, scratch that. Patty knows where I live. She'll just follow me home and pound me into the ground. What we're gonna do is go to the park.
How old are these people, and why are they pounding each other into a ground?
Yeah, it's like an anime. Like, oh, they're gonna beat me up. I can't go to the flagpole outside school.
Yeah,
like,
you don't have a lot of like physical abuse in schools now. It's just like it's all cyberbullying.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, someone said something mean about me on Twitter, and it's trending now.
I mean, that's not.
The president said fake news.
That's why I think physical violence in schools needs to come back in a very, very big way. We're missing out on
Yeah,
that.
don't.
It's
don't.
like,
There is no way that leads anywhere good. Just don't.
I was like, wow,
Oh,
we're gonna have to
cyberbullying
edit
does?
this.
Christ.
Well, schools might not be opening soon anyways, so...
Oh,
bullies are the backbone of our school system.
Bullies are the backbone of society, probably, unfortunately. Deep philosophical conversation.
okay then. Oh, said Phoebe. Okay, but why the park? Helga brandished the flyer. I want to try and find this lost cat. I swear I saw one just like this lurking about the other day, and I can use the extra dough. So are you in?
Oh, it's Luna. Sorry, it just dawned on me that the missing cat is going to be Luna.
So
yes.
are you in or are you out? Well, I suppose I can...
Are you in or are you out, Spider-Man?
Oh my god.
I love that movie. I have not seen that in forever, and Willem Dafoe needed to get an award for that.
He really did.
He really did. He played Green Goblin like no other.
God, I haven't watched like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans in a long time.
I think I saw one recently and then was creeped out that I used to find Tobey Maguire attractive. And I was like, why?
It's the baby face. It's the kid. It's the crying baby face. I think.
No.
He's such a good Peter Parker. He's like such a good dorky, get his ass kicked by Flash Thompson, Peter. He's not very believable as Spider-Man, but like great Peter. So that's cool. Well, I suppose I can transpose to the park for a brief while. That's what I want to hear. Now let's hurry so we can pick up some supplies. And so, with Phoebe as her guide, since her view was obscured by the obscene amount of cat toys she was carrying, How to watch
Oh,
what
yes.
cat toys?
Yes, I want an obscene amount of cat toys to carry.
How to walk down the paved path of City Park. So how much do you suppose that old bat is paying anyway? Ordered Helga. Say, isn't that Lila talking with Arnold? Said Phoebe. What?
Oh my God! Get to the transformation scene.
Right? Like, how much exposition do we need to have a conflict and then B, something cool to happen?
I mean, we had a little bit of a conflict, and then it was like, oh, the bell rang. Sorry. Gotta get to class. I feel like if you're gonna beat the pulp out of someone, the bell's not gonna stop you.
Yeah, if you don't like this person.
That'd be funny. That'd be a funny, responsible bully. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Fuck, I'm late.
I get all A's, but I hate you anyway. But I hate tardiness more.
Right? I'm on National Honor Society, but I'm gonna fuck you up.
And he's like, "Oh damn, I'm late," and then he skateboards away to like a weird early 2000s rock song. And you're like, why are we following him now? Aren't we supposed to be sympathizing with the guy who's gonna get his ass kicked up? Never mind. Just not.
It's a beautiful avant-garde story, Atlas. We don't know who to root for. You don't know who the good guy or the bad guy is. This story's ambivalent towards good and evil.
This is going to be great if we eventually get to a point where like we start writing the stories.
Oh, you should. That would be amazing.
Really good idea.
If you want,
really good idea.
Then you just destroy everything, but you have control over it.
Yeah, if you want to see something like that, we have an episode called Our Terrible Writings Part 1. It's not a fan fiction of anything. It's a story where a regular guy makes friends with a celebrity, and you get to see me do Bane and Batman's voice for those two characters.
Oh,
so
I love Bane. It will be painful for you.
It will be painful for you.
This whole episode is just vocal impressions.
Nick's back. It's what he does best. It's just
I love it.
He brings it out of people. Okay, Phoebe pointed further down the paved path to where Arnold and Lila were standing and conversing. Helga was livid. She grabbed her best friend and dragged her into a nearby bush so that she could continue to spy inconspicuously. I thought Arnold was over her, Helga said aloud to herself. Perhaps they're just conversing, Helga. But
wait,
Marks.
Wait. So she's mad at her friend for talking to Arnold?
No. I think it's her going, I thought Arnold was over her. They're in the bush. And then Phoebe's like, I think they could just be talking. Like, people. I think that's what's happening.
Helga likes Arnold, so like maybe she's like stalking him. She's like, she knows that he likes her, and she's like, like in the background trying to ruin her life so she can get with Arnold, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because Helga. Oh, hi, hair. Helga likes Arnold, and I think in this case, Arnold might be Tuxedo Mask.
Oh, I could see that happening.
That could be the reality.
How big would his mask? His mask doesn't fit his head just because it's like normal size and it's his football head.
Mask and then
what the hell is happening over here? That would be. I'm just gonna have hair like this for the. We're just gonna do this.
That is some anime ass hair right there. That is great.
You know what? Here's my anime hair.
Yeah.
For the rest of this episode.
Phoebe's reassuring words did nothing to belay the anger and disappointment she could see in Helga's eyes and in her hand wringing. What's Miss Perfect got that I don't got? She muttered bitterly. Helga, maybe we should go. No, we're staying right here. I want to see what this is about. This is absurd. You can't even hear what they're saying. So, maybe I can read lips. Now pipe down. Lila brushed her bright red shoulder-length hair away from her face and wiped a tear from her eyes with her black t-shirt. Didn't she wear like a kind of a like gingham dress?
Yeah, she wore like a pink overall dress thing. Yeah. No, it's like an overall thing.
I just remember her saying ever so. I'm ever so grateful. I'm ever so.
They speak very eloquently.
I mean, I got to say, for fourth graders, they really had their shit together. It was really weird.
They're studying for the SATs early.
Yeah. Okay, so what voice should we give Lila?
Lila, okay. Let's see. Lila brushed her Lila's Fozzie Bear.
Oh,
right?
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do Fozzie? Because I'm failing at Miss Piggy anyway, so.
Lila brushed her bright red hair?
Yeah, or just do the dialogue and then I'll...
Oh, okay. Let's see. This is absurd. You can't even hear what they are saying.
So maybe I can read lips. Pipe down.
Maybe I can
Hair's
read.
absurd.
Yeah.
Your hair's getting all over the place.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm distracted by it. Here we go. All right, back to Helga.
Her hair was kissed by fire.
Ah.
Okay. Lila brushed her bright red shoulder-length hair away. Oh, it's you. Shoulder-length hair away from her face, and wiped a tear from her eyes with her black T-shirt. Really, wait, hold on, Lila. Really, you don't have to do this, Arnold. But I want to, retorted Arnold. Like, Arnold is Keanu Reeves.
I have
Pulling
no
Lila's
idea what's
hands
going
into-
on at this point. I was like, what is happening in this story?
I don't know. This is like, it's been 90% of this has been teenage gossip, and I don't. The characters have not been well established. I don't root for any of them. I hope all of them just get Fs on their SATs. I hope. I just hope. I hope for bad.
Part of me wants them to like just transform at some point and like explode.
Yeah, maybe Arnold's gonna explode. But I want to, retorted Arnold, holding Lila's hand with his own and giving it a reassuring pat. You're going through a tough time right now, and I just want to help. That's ever so kind of you, Arnold.
There it is.
Lila began. I just don't think I could live with myself if I accepted your handouts.
Handouts. Handouts makes it sound like she's some sort of Ayn Rand.
Yeah, like that's
Handouts.
a weird line. I accepted your handouts. Oh, like his flyers? Is that what they're talking about?
I don't think so. Well, I think there's more context coming up. Just keep going.
I'm like, what type of handouts?
But Lila. Thank you. We'll be fine. Lila forced herself to smile for Arnold's sake. Once Daddy finds a steady, decent-paying job that he can keep, we'll be all right. Things should get better. Okay, well, if you need anything at all, you know where to reach me.
I think you
Leland,
swapped them.
Oh, I swapped him? Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
I was like, who's Daddy? Why do they need a job?
Fozzie is Lila and Arnold is
Once
Keanu
Daddy
Reeves.
finds a steady, decent-paying job
There
that he
we
can
go.
keep, we'll be all right. Things should get better. Okay, well, if you need anything at all, you know where to reach me. Lila nodded and departed, but not before planting a quick kiss of appreciation on his cheek. Thank you ever so much, Arnold. She said as she turned and made her way home. Is that Grover, or am I doing Fozzie Bear?
It does sound a little like Grover.
Okay.
Actually, wait, does that mean that like a lot of Muppets are just kind of the same?
Yeah, I mean,
Sort of.
I mean, Sesame Street is Jim Henson.
Yeah.
yeah. Like animals basically just rah. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the same.
Monster!
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I lost where the hell I am. Okay. Meanwhile, Helga was attempting to make out the nature of the conversation, only to have her suspicions seemingly confirmed following the kiss. I think they're talking about alligators and cans of beans.
What? Dude, this is the worst Sailor Moon fan fiction I have ever heard.
Have you heard of other Sailor Moon fan fiction before this? Is that a
No, but my thing is like Sailor Moon is huge and people do lots of like spin-offs of it. So the fact that you found this in particular one, like you had to dig, Atlas.
Not
this...
really. I literally looked on
Not
fanfiction.net.
really.
Well, okay, well maybe that explains it because it has taken over 20 minutes and they didn't even transform yet.
I
Yeah,
mean,
this is all just teenage gossip. Like Kermit the Frog wants to kiss Tuxedo Mask.
There's a missing cat that no one is concerned about.
Yeah, and then she goes, "She kissed him! No!" Helga stood up and was prepared to storm out of her hiding place. Had it not been for Phoebe holding her back. Okay, who is he? Phoebe
Miss
again.
Phoebe.
Oh, Helga, calm down! Phoebe cried. You're acting hysterical! I don't care. I'm going down there right now.
it's so
but
weird to
it's-
have like Kermit be like indignant about anything.
Oh yeah, right. He's
Yeah,
normally like a pillar of virtue.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm gonna fight for what I believe in. Like that's so weird
he's
to have
the
him
gl-
say that.
He's the glue, but now he's the anime protagonist.
We're gonna have to make this a two-parter, Atlas, because I want to hear how this story ends.
We could. Well, here, let's wrap this up real quick.
Let's just go to the end.
Unfortunately, there's several chapters.
There is a lot left.
Yeah, there's 12 chapters. We're not going to read them all because it's only an hour. So.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
There's 12 chapters. No wonder nothing's happening in the first one. You didn't say that. I thought this was like a 5-page story.
No, a lot of fan fictions are like these long, like multi-part things. So you only really get like a small sample size of what it is.
I see.
So maybe we'll leave it off here with Kermit/Helga going to fight for what they believe in.
I think that's very Sailor Moon. So I think that's a good stopping point.
I believe in freedom beyond the wall.
Yeah. Free criminy. Anyway, Povs, thank you so much for coming on Bad Reading.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, guys. This was very interesting.
Thank you, Pops. You've been a ray of sunshine.
Interesting in like going to your like nephew's school play, and you're like, oh God, what did I just witness? That was great. Good job. You know?
No, this was actually very fun. I was like, oh, I am intrigued about the rest of this story. I want to see what transpires. I think I got a little lost only because I don't remember Hey Arnold that well. So I don't know the difference between Helga and Phoebe so much. I just remember Arnold.
Helga was
I was lost the entire time I was reading that. I was reading it.
Helga was like the bully character who secretly has a crush on Arnold. She pulled out the little locket with him inside it. Like, Arnold.
Right.
Phoebe is her like put upon friend, right?
Yes. Okay, I could see how this would tie into a Moon Kingdom eventually.
Yeah, and then I don't know what Big Patty had to do with it. I think it was like I thought she was gonna be Sailor Moon, and then it just does a complete 180.
Big Patty sent me.
Yeah. Povs, where can people find you out there on the interwebs?
Yay! Hey guys, well you can follow me on my podcast, which is called Can You Help Us Get Famous. It's on Facebook at Can You Help Us Get Famous Podcast, and on Instagram and Twitter at Help Us Get Famous, and then obviously on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And then if you're interested just in me, in little old me, you can follow me on Instagram at Povs Comedy. That's Povs Comedy.
Nick, how about you?
You can find me at Millennial Comic on Instagram and Mill Comic on Twitter.
You can find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter and Instagram, or you can find this show at Bad Reading Pod in the same places. Also, we have a Patreon. If you want to help us produce this show, if you like the content we're putting out, there are 4 patron tiers, and they're all named after shitty tropes in fiction, from MacGuffin all the way to Deus Ex Machina. You're helping us produce the show. With the highest tier, you can even submit your own story for us to make fun of.
I love it. I love it.
Thanks everybody for listening. Wash your goddamn hands and have a good night.